Well, what's going on, everybody? I'm Waller's Wallet, and welcome to the final live stream I'm going to do for 2020. And what an absolute crazy year it's been, probably for everyone. Travel's been canceled, people have been getting sick, people have lost their jobs, just a complete crazy year. So I hope all of you have been doing well. And on a channel side note, we're pretty close to hitting 15,000 subs on the channel. We had an outside shot of hitting it this year. It does look like it's going to need to be until 2021 to make that happen. But even so, the channel has grown so much over the year, considering how bad of a year 2020 was. So for that, I am super appreciative for all of you there. Also, I just hope this momentum carries into 2021. Now, I had a lot of questions after I did my video on how to use your American Express airline credit. And a lot of the questions really pertain to the United Travel Bank, which was a really good, really good workaround, and might be the easiest workaround as well to using that airline credit, which we all know is super restrictive when it comes to American Express. Now, the question I was getting was, how do you use it? Where do I find it? Because a lot of people were going to the wrong section, and how can I purchase this to make sure I'm maximizing my credits, to make sure it triggers? There are only 7 different purchase options that you can purchase on the travel bank. So some of the questions were, I have $200 on my platinum card. Can I purchase the $250 amount and get it triggered or not? Personally, I would just do 2 purchases of $100 because I don't want to give more money to United or than I need to. But it did seem like a lot of people were getting caught on the old United registry because I was being told, hey, this says it's no longer active. Now, it is still active, but it's in a completely different spot. And if you weren't looking for it, you would never know that. But before I show you how to use this and where to find it, because once you see it, you're going to see how simple it is. This workaround right now, it's something that's working as of right now. It doesn't mean this is going to be working later on in 2021. So I would possibly look to use this benefit early in 2021 because you just never know when they're going to close this loophole or close this possibility of us being able to use our American Express airline credit for the United Travel Bank. With that being said, let's go ahead and get into the United Travel Bank. So I'm going to share my screen with you guys. Let me move this over here real fast. Can I still share my screen? YouTube. Oh, YouTube, can I not share my screen? Nope. No, did they get rid of sharing the screen? Now I look like an idiot. Oh, what the hell? Let's see if I can. Oh, that's really embarrassing. They're not even letting you use. Come on. Oh, this is stupid. I could have. All right. I don't think I can even show this. This is awful. This is going to make me look like an idiot. Why is it not doing that? Oh, this is technical difficulties. I really apologize for this. YouTube used to be able to let you share your screen. It's been a while since I've done a live stream, apparently. All right. Well, I'm going to just have to explain it the best way I can because I look like an idiot right now and can't do it. So first thing you want to do is Google United Travel Bank. Oh, this is so stupid. All right, let me minimize this real fast. Dude, this is so ridiculous. Okay, I'm actually really disappointed right now in YouTube. Either way, first thing you want to do is you're going to want to Google United Travel Bank. And once you Google United Travel Bank, right on Google, you have a couple of options you're going to see. The first option is going to say plan your next trip with Travel Bank. And underneath that is where a lot of people get caught up. And that says Travel Bank Cash Gift Registry. You do not want to select that. You want to pick the plan your next trip with Travel Bank. And once you do that, you're taken to a screen where you have to sign in to make this purchase. You're going to sign in to do that. Once you sign in, you're going to see your account information, how many miles you have, how many plus points you have, as well as your travel bank cash amount. From there, you're going to see step 1 where it says select a travel bank cash purchase amount. You have 7 different options that you can choose from. This ranges from $50 up to $1,000, and it goes from 50, 100, and 250. Most of us are looking in that ballpark from $100 to 250 based on the American Express Gold Card with its $100 credit, the Aspire with 250, and the Platinum at 200 and the Aspire at 250. If you have the Platinum card, you can make 2 purchases at 100. That will trigger it. The Aspire card for myself, it triggered at one $250 charge, and it'll show up in your account instantly to your travel bank cash. Now, one question I did get when people were making purchases was the fact that once it's ticketed, or once you make that purchase, it comes up as like United electronic ticketing, and it really threw people for a loop. That is going to change where it says United Airlines, like what you saw on my post in the community tab, so that you're going to get this, you're going to get that credit, you're going to get your airline credit when you do that. And that's really all it is. That it's those 3 steps right there. It's very, very simple to do that. Those 3 steps: sign in once you find the site, make your purchase with your American Express card, and it did for me post to my account within 2 to 3 business days. Now it does say it can take up to like 6 weeks. I don't think I've seen one person have to wait that long. Some people have had to wait, I think 4 to 5 business days, maybe up to 7 business days from what I've seen in the amount there, based on comments I've gotten, but it has been crediting. One comment I did get from someone, I can't remember what it was, maybe it was Christopher Walken, I think it may have been you, man, was that I guess there's a data point over on Flyer Talk that you want to select your United airline and wait for the email to come in as well if you haven't selected your airline, because some people weren't getting the credit beforehand. So definitely select your airline. Also, because it's coming up to January, you can reselect your airline anyways. If you're someone who hasn't used this yet, you're cutting a little bit close. But what you would want to do potentially is contact United or contact American Express if you haven't already made your purchase yet. Have them switch you over to United and make that purchase as soon as possible. But you are cutting it pretty close, since it would need to post in the next couple of days. If you haven't done it yet, you may have missed that opportunity. So that's just something to keep in mind. But come January 1st, I know I'm going to make my purchases. I'll keep you guys posted too in the community tab, just because of the fact I would like to make sure I'm in on it before it closes, before they may close that loophole. But I have some questions. Be sure to ask your questions too. I do the live streams to really interact with all of you. It's probably my favorite part about this, the live streams. But I do apologize that YouTube took away the ability to share my screen, so I couldn't actually show it to you. I'll post pictures. If you're in my Facebook group, I'll post pictures of it. So if you haven't joined the Facebook group, feel free to join it. But I will post pictures after this, so you can make sure to see what those images look like that you should be looking for when you're making your purchase. It's really just 3 simple steps. All right, let's get into these. Let's get into the comments now. This is the good stuff, or get into the questions. What's going on, Fernando? Hey, Alvin, how you doing? 15,000 subs, man. Someday we'll get there. Alan, let's see. Just got home from work. Great, thanks for making it in, Alan. I appreciate it, man. Smash the like button. Oh yeah, if you hit that like button, that'd be appreciated. YouTube likes that, and helps more people find the channel. Francis, what's going on? Christopher Walken, Cal Bell, yes sir. What's going on, Tyree? Raphael, much health to your family as well, man. Didn't know this was going on. Well, thank you, Daniel, for showing up. All right, let's see. Can you product change the double cash to the Rewards Plus in the first year? Citi will allow you to product change across families. I wouldn't product change the double cash to that card personally, because one, the bonus is really low. Well, you wouldn't get a bonus if you converted it. I would keep the double cash, because the double cash is great for those 2x purchases. I would probably look to apply for another Citi card, maybe like an American Airlines card, or like the Citi Premier, for example. And if you had one, you could always convert it that way, but to be sure to get yourself a big bonus. Wow, thank you, Joseph. That is wow, that is super generous of you, man. Thank you so much for that. Wow, thank you. That is super generous. Thank you so much. Let's see. Nathan just said I use my travel credit on the travel bank. Awesome. Waiting for the credit to post. Should hopefully post in a couple of days for you. Jonathan's here from New Jersey. Thank you so much for popping in, man. I appreciate it. Nathan, yes, failure indeed. If you saw my outtakes, you'd know how many times I screw up when I record videos, in my editing of videos, how many times I have to reshoot certain parts because I've said something I don't catch till the edits. So lots of failures going on here, man. Whatever you see on YouTube is the final product. I'm sure other creators have a lot of bloopers or screw ups in the process. It's just part of the process, man. Hop over to StreamYard. I've thought about using StreamYard, Andrew. Have you used them before in the past? I know StreamYard is something I've looked at. I like the way they set up and way you can like highlight comments as well. So it's something I've thought about doing too. This man looks like he could snap the platinum card in half with his pinky. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. Amy says, I just purchased a $100 United Travel Bank card on my gold card 1213. No reimbursement yet. I have credit available on my Platinum Aspire. Don't want to spend $450. Amy, have you selected your airline yet? That would be my first question. I get that some people don't realize they have to select the airline. If you have, it may just be taking a little bit of time. But the data points have been showing this is still crediting out to people. So I would check to make sure you selected United as your airline first. Does the Capital One Spark Cash report to personal credit bureaus? Yes, it does as of now. The only one that doesn't from Capital One is the Miles card. The Capital One's Spark Miles has stopped reporting, I believe it was a Miles card, has stopped reporting to the personal credit bureau. So it doesn't count towards your 524 anymore. Currently, the other Capital One cards, business cards, do report to the personal bureaus, so it will count against your 524 status. Let's see. Jesus said, I heard American Express is coming out with a new card in 2021. Have you heard any news? I haven't heard any news on this, Jesus. I know that they were rumored to come out with these ultra mid-level premium cards back in 2020, but with everything going on, we've seen a lot of banks hold on some of these. We've seen US Bank push cards back. The PenFed Pathfinder card was just released after it's supposed to be released almost a year ago. So it could be that they're waiting. I know American Express has said they're looking to update and refresh a lot of their cards. I'm really curious what that looks like. I have a couple wish list, if you will, of things I'd like to see, and some things I'd like to see them do as a whole, but we'll have to see how those come true. Might be worth a video idea. You guys let me know if it's something you'd be interested in. Let's see. Oh, what's going on, Roddy? What's going on, Rod? How you doing, man? Thank you for popping into the live stream. I appreciate it. Let's see. American Express is fixing to launch a Motel 6 luxury card. Comes with a credit for hourly bed rentals and 2 Trojans. But Nathan, is it metal? If it's not metal, man, I don't want to hear about it. That's probably one of the questions I get. I always laugh at when people send something to me. Is it metal? Let's see. Let's see. Oh, where are my comments? Okay. I resisted for a while, but yesterday I finally bought $500 in the travel bank and my girlfriend's platinum gold card. Hopefully it credits to you very shortly. I think that's a great move, Alan. I think that's going to be really good for you. Pay so much in these annual fees, might roll the dice to recoup it. I agree. You know, if they're crediting it, they're crediting it. American Express makes these airline credits extremely difficult and hard to use unnecessarily. I know there's some breakage in there for them, but consumer friendliness, it's definitely on the low end there. Let's see. Brian says, thanks for being the only credit card thank you for being one of the only credit card YouTubers not to do stimulus checks. You deserve way more subs. Thank you, Brian. I appreciate that. I've done a couple. I think I just did one the other day, but I waited till everything was passed, gave you guys the quick points on what you needed to know, and that was it. I know there's talks about a $2,000 stimulus check. Even if that passes, I probably won't do a video on that, just because the channel's credit cards, it's just not what the channel's on, and I'm more interested in credit cards anyway, so why would I do that to myself? Let's see. Do you think your biceps are big enough? No, I wish they are actually a little bit larger. And speaking of which, it's tricep night tonight after the live stream. I go work out on my triceps. So, but no, they could always be just a little bit bigger. Let's see. Christopher Walken. Do you think this process would work with the Ritz-Carlton card as well? Raphael, with the Ritz card, it's a lot easier to use it. So you wouldn't even necessarily need to do it this way. But if you wanted to, it should still work. Chase is far easier to use with these. You do have to call, if I remember correctly, Ritz-Carlton to have it reimbursed. It's not done automatically online unless they made any changes recently to that. So by all means, it should still work for you. Can you product change the Spark Cash to the Spark Miles? If you can do that, can you keep your cash as points? After the product change to the Spark Miles cards are reporting. So I think, let me see, read that again. With Capital One, they are finicky with product changes. They have a lot of product changes before for the same product of card. I've also seen people report that they're not, that Capital One stops them from doing that. So it is going to be hit or miss for you. So it's definitely worth trying. I don't think they're going to allow that. But if you were to, then yes, it would convert over for you. At which point it's already reported the cash. If they pull it from it is one thing. I don't know if that's they may pull it from your credit personal. I don't think they would though. Let's see. Does Joseph need my Cash App tag? Let's see. Let's see. Frosty says he's been freed from a 5.24 jail in 2021 in September. Are you going to be going for the new airplane cards, Frosty, at the end of 2021? Or what other cards are on your list with Chase when you're available again then? You've used StreamYard? Okay. I'll have to look at StreamYard to see how they are, Andrew. Because I'm actually really disappointed here. I really thought that they wouldn't have done that and pulled away that valuable function to share your screen. And I don't think I'm missing it because there's nothing even here to show me. Let's see. Hey, Rotimi, how you doing? Let's see. Just got off of work. Good thing getting out of work, man. Used your United Travel credit posted yesterday for the Platinum. Awesome. Fantastic. Let's see. Can you use PayPal Key with Chase cards, meet minimum spend requirements such as paying the mortgage with plastic, Chase Visa cards? So PayPal Key in plastic aren't usable anymore. They stopped doing that. Plastic blocked PayPal Key from being worked. So with that, I mean, you can't use PayPal Key to do that, but with Chase cards, you can still use, no, you can't pay your mortgage with it because unless it's a MasterCard. So unless it's a MasterCard. So you can't do it with that. You might do other ways, but PayPal Key slowly looks to be dying out with American Express and then cutting ties January 4th. Can't use really plastic anymore for it all. It does look like it's slowly dying out, but these things come and go. There's going to be another PayPal Key, if you will, probably in 2021 in the future, just because that's just the way things go. And if they come up, take advantage of them when you can. Just be cautious of the issuer you're using them with. It's made of latex. Awesome. Can you transfer points from Spark Cash to Spark Miles and transfer to partners? You are able to do that with the Capital One Saver card to the Capital One Venture Miles card. So, they do allow you to transfer currencies between cards. So I haven't seen any data points being able to use the Spark Cash to Spark Miles. Give it a look at doing so. But if you can do it with the personal cards, I would presume you can do it with the business cards as well. Bro, Rod, thanks, man. I appreciate that. I appreciate the kind words. I love your channel too, man. You're putting out some great content. By the way, congrats on that Schwab card and 1,000 subs. That's a big number, man. I'm super pumped for you. I hope to see that number grow big time in 2021 for you, Rod. Let's see. When do you think the 10x offer for groceries and increased membership reward point will expire? That's a good question. We haven't heard anything on this as far as an official notice. I would think they'd give us a little bit of leeway. My best guess would be sometime in January we would see that end. So that's my best guess, especially with the Chase offerings and the 5x Freedom offers ending mid-January. I would think American Express would look to pull that offer in the ballpark of that as well. Could totally be wrong there. They could keep it a little bit longer, but that's a lot of points for people to signing up for, and I don't think they want to lose that much on sign-up bonuses. Good to see you streaming again. I'm wondering what you think about the bonus points on the Hilton cards counting as base points for 2021. Might be a way to test drive gold or diamond status. You can do that, Royce. I think it's nice. It's a nice incentive for people to do that as part of your spend. But if you already have a card like the Aspire card, which I think is a fantastic card, you're already getting diamond status. So it's a pretty great way, an easy way. And if you get the Surpass, you get gold anyways. And if someone just got that platinum card, they have gold status. And for most people, I think gold status is enough. I've been treated well as a gold as well as a diamond member with them, and I don't really know if there was that big of a difference between them. Let's see. I gotta know, does United Travel Bank credited by? I gotta know, the United Travel Bank could be credited by Bank of America Premium Rewards and the Gold Continental. Great tips. Oh, awesome! Thank you so much. I was super glad that was helpful for you, Ping. I'm happy to know that Bank of America did as well. I was worried I wasn't gonna be able to use it, and I'll do it again in 2021, and I'm pretty happy about that. Let's see. Are you aware of any upgrade offers from the American Express Hilton cards, such as upgrading from the Ascend or the Surpass card to the Aspire card? They do come around, Michael. It usually comes, if they're going to send it, around that 1 year mark or after to people, and it'll be sent maybe in an email or whenever you log into your American Express account about upgrading to receiving the bonus. If they're going to send you information about upgrading, unless it specifically has bonus points attached to that for you, I would not do it because it is not going to give you any points if you upgrade. Be sure to make sure there's a bonus attached to it so you can go ahead and get that. Let's see. What would be my target cent per point for domestic flights? I'm trying to fly from DC to Denver using membership rewards, and I'm getting about 1.13 cents per point on the American Express portal. Any suggestions for transfer partners? Yes. So the American Express travel portal, Nate, is not great. For when you use their points, it's about 1 cent per point, typically for redemptions. Now, if you have the business platinum, you get a bit more with the 35% rebate. But all in all, it's about 1 cent per point. Not nearly as good as Chase with that 1.5 or 1.25 cents per point. What I would look at doing, if I remember correctly, Denver has a really good network for American Airlines. So for me, for membership rewards, depending on what I'm looking at, I'm probably looking at an American Airlines. Obvious, if you can get a nonstop there, maybe during a transfer bonus, it is distance based. That is one option. As far as other options, I'd maybe look at Star Alliance as well. Someone maybe like an Aeroplan or maybe Singapore Airlines to fly on United as well. Also Avianca. Avianca is a decent option as well. And for those, it really is going to depend on when you're flying and what the best availability is. So there's usually a lot of factors that go into that. But for domestic coach, if you can get 1.2 to 1.3 cents per point for a domestic economy ticket, I think you're doing okay. If you can get more than that, fantastic. But typically domestic economy tickets aren't getting 2 cents per point or more. People who tell you that either don't know what they're talking about or they're just, inflating those numbers. It's really hard to do that for economy domestic tickets. Frosty says, I never got a Chase card before, so I'm aiming for either the Flex or United in 2021. I have a difficult time meeting $1,000 spending within 3 months, but $500 is relatively is an easy spend. So Frosty, what you could do, I think, because with Chase, I typically recommend waiting 30 days between applications, although technically they do have a 2 card per 30-day rule. With Chase, I do typically say be a little bit more conservative here. What you could do is prepay some bills, make sure friends and family are putting on spend for you and paying you back. For me, prepaying bills is a big one. Prepay my electric bill, prepay my cell phone bill. With Chase, you can buy gift cards as well, and that's okay. Not like American Express. So what you could do is at a store you have to buy groceries, go to your grocery store, buy $500 in grocery gift cards if you want. So you hit that spend requirement as well as you get the bonus. But that's something I would consider as well if you're looking to do that. I would definitely look to sign up for one before the 5X for groceries is over, so you can really maximize that. Whichever card is better for you is what I would go with, but definitely look at those there. Let's see. What can I use my gold travel card for Delta that hasn't been patched yet? Jules, I did a video on this. I have to remember in my head. You can like boost your miles. You can pay for your airfare. You can pay for seat assignments as well. You cannot purchase miles that won't do it for you. You can't purchase gift cards that won't do it for you. It is very limited on Delta. It doesn't have a great workaround like United. Let's see. I want to apply for the altitude reserve. My FICO 703, too low. I typically say anything over 700 and you're good to go in the game. And I think 703 would be okay as long as you have all the other requirements for them. But, US Bank is a little bit stingier with people, but a score of 703 should be good enough score-wise to get you in with pretty much any bank. Let's see. Any guesses on what they'll do or should do with the altitude reserve in the future? That's a great question. I think when they pulled it, we were really expecting something to happen, and they put it back out there for people. So I would say I'm actually pretty shocked they put it back out there. But what I would think we're going to see, I do think we're going to see a reduction in those mobile wallet multipliers. When you have a lot of people having Samsung Pay, there's that new like wallet size keychain card. It's the OV Valet card wallet, where it basically uses it's the creators of Loop Pay, or it's what's in Samsung Pay, where you can basically load your cards onto there. So it's a lot easier there for people to do that, and people are using it more often to where I don't think they're going to want to keep paying that out. So I think a reduction in the mobile wallet multipliers, I think we may see them replace it with like 3x on dining, for example, and 3x on travel, and then that 5x through their travel portal, just like we see with their other cards. So, and I've seen people talk about maybe a reduction in that 1.5 cents per point. If they nerf that, then the card is really not nearly as good as it once was. So if they do that, then that card's a complete dud. Let's see. Oh, that's good to know. The travel bank also triggered the $50 incidental on the PenFed Pathfinder for $50. That is fantastic, Christopher Walken. Thank you so much for that. Let's see. Show your world tattoo and start shading the country you've been to. So there's my tattoo. I get that a lot. It's not, it's not built to size, but it's good. On my other arm, I want to get passport stamps of the countries I've been to. So lets me know how many more countries I need to see. Let's see. Took advantage of lower interest rates this year to get my student loans refinanced. That is fantastic, Casey. That's a huge drop. Holy cow, Alan. Thank you so much for that. That is both you guys. Wow. Just super generous. I thank you so much. That's wow. I don't even know what to say there. Thank you so much. Wow. Thank you. Let me get back to where I was at. So, Casey, that's fantastic to have it refinanced at 3.5%. That's a huge reduction. I'm sure that's saving you big money. And I remember when I had student loans, that was such a nice feeling to have my monthly payment lowered to where I could either A, put more money toward my student loans or have a little bit more breathing room. It was really nice. Can you change your statement closing date after the Chase app and have more than 30 days before they report? Can I apply for a second Chase card before they report when I'm 424? There's a modified double dip, what you're looking for. I wouldn't necessarily get into that with Chase in this game with Chase. Could you have them change the date? Sure, you could have them. Would that change on when they report it? Probably not. And after, if you're 424, you should be fine. But if you're really looking to get that, you're looking at a modified double dip. And while it's there, I don't really recommend that anymore just because of how Chase can be. Let's see. All right, Rod, let's see. Quick question. I haven't had time to research it. If I receive the sign-up bonus for the regular Platinum, am I still eligible for the Schwab? Yes, you are, Rod, because with the Platinum cards, they're all considered different products. The Schwab, the Vanilla Platinum, the Morgan Stanley, they're all considered different products, so you can get the bonus for all of them if you wanted them. Great to see another stream. What do you use to find your sweet spot redemptions? Do you have a travel index or list? So it's a lot of searching. I have ideas in my head. I always start with Google Flights myself to let me know which airlines are flying to the next destination I want to fly to. So if I do want to go to, we'll say Switzerland, for example, I look from the airport, probably Boston or New York, to Switzerland. And from what I see there is I see what airlines fly there, like Swiss Air, for example. Now I know Swiss Air is part of Star Alliance. And once I know that, then I can start looking at programs I know that give me good value for Star Alliance, such as, United could. You have Avianca, you have Aeroplan, you have ANA, you have Singapore. And I searched those airlines because some of these programs are now dynamic in pricing to where they could be better than others. But it just takes a lot of searching, and it's just a lot of time doing it. But that's why I always tell people, learn one or two programs, learn the basics, and then expand on that knowledge. And the more you do that, the quicker it becomes a search and the easier it is to find out these sweet spots, if you will. Let's see. Do you think Chase will extend the airline credit to be used on the Ritz-Carlton card in groceries of 2021? They did that for the Sapphire. I would think they would do it I haven't seen anything, but I can't remember if they've done that already for the Ritz. But if not, I would think so, since they're doing that for, I believe, until April on the Sapphire Reserve. Let's see. Yifty, if you're at 424, can you apply for one personal and one business Chase card at the same time to get approved for both? Or the 230? It would still include business cards. What I would do if you're looking to do that is apply for the Chase business card first, because what that's going to do is not count towards your 524 status, then come back for the personal card after the fact, so you can still get that card as well. What do you think about Chase moving away from Expedia due to their acquisition? Joe, I actually was thinking about doing a video on this because I like it. I like it actually a lot because I think there's a good possibility we could see maybe better pricing, maybe different availability. I know I was reading some blogs or seeing some tweets today from some bloggers who were Disney fans. We're hoping Disney comes back into the fold, because then people who go to Disney, the Sapphire Reserve becomes even more valuable for them. So definitely, I like it. I haven't personally liked the Expedia partnership they've had. You don't get the full portfolio of Expedia. For example, I've noticed pricing differences or discrepancies from Expedia itself to Chase, from the airlines to Chase, and even hotels to Chase. So I like it. We'll have to wait and see what that truly means, but I believe they bought the company that they had been working with previously, and I thought that was okay. So we'll have to just wait and see. Let's see. What's going on, Jake? Happy New Year's, man. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate that. Big fan of Jake. Absolutely. Jake does great work. I haven't seen his video yet, but I just saw the title. He's doing a $25,000 investment challenge for 2021. If you haven't seen that video, definitely check it out. Jake's been doing a lot of great investing videos recently. And I know I get questions about that, but Jake's got a great library of that stuff. So be sure to check out his channel because he's got some good stuff out there. Let's see. Let's see. Do you also plan taking advantage of the Hyatt members tiers being cut for qualifying? Nope. I don't, Nate. I don't chase status. I don't. To me, I get it from like my credit cards, for example. I've never been a status chaser. I prefer most of my stays actually at Airbnb, where I don't get those types of perks and benefits. But for me, I'm not going to go spend money to get status that I may only use a couple times. I don't stay only at Hyatt. I'm not a true Hyatt loyalist. I love their program. I love the point redemptions needed, but I don't go out of my way to stay for them. So for me, no. I know plenty of people are, but for me, no. Are you going for it, Nate? Let's see. Alberto says, you're great at providing insight for your strategy. However, how involved is your P2, and could your P2 increase how could you increase your P2 strategies in your videos? Okay, great question. So my wife is very much on board with this, and the way it is pretty much, if I see a card we need, she's okay with me applying for it for her. When we first started dating, I said, we're going to start doing this crazy credit card stuff. She wasn't nearly on board as it was early on, but over time, she has seen that we make all of our payments on time. We're able to travel, make cash back. So she's big on it now. And really the big turning point for For her, it was one of our first redemptions to where it didn't cost us really anything to go to. What was it? We went to Budapest and then Prague, and then when we took my mother-in-law to a surprise trip to Hawaii, these types of things really built that trust to where she was okay with it. And how could you increase? And I can definitely increase my P2 strategies in the videos. If you have a particular question, let me know right now. But definitely, there's always a strategy in my head with how I attack applications, with my applications as well as my wife's. I mean, she was under 524. I didn't even realize that. So she was able to get some chase cards recently as well. But being able to do that is definitely a big play to make sure you're maximizing points and applications as well. Thanks for the travel bank. Help me use the travel card on my platinum. I'm gonna make my. That's awesome, David. Super happy that was helpful for you, ma'am. It seems to be. I hopefully don't close that loophole for people. I know they did close the old travel bank, and this came back around. So when they're there, use what you can from it. Let's see. Let's see. Are taking advantage of any of these great hype or easy super tier? Nope. I just answered that, JP. For me, no. I'm not. I know plenty of people are. One thing I've been wondering though, for people who maybe don't want to travel, want to do this, I know some Hyatts will let you virtually check in and check out. I'm sure we'll get data points in January on this, of people who check in via the app, but check out via the app to where they don't actually have to travel. So if that's the case, it could almost be like earning status from your couch. Something I'm just been curious about that I haven't seen too much on. Any significant differences in gold and diamond status at Hilton's? Gold's enough for us, but I like the bonus base points offered to try a diamond. Don't want to pay $450. That's fair enough, Royce. I personally haven't seen much of a difference in customer service. I think Hilton's always treated me very well. For me, I haven't had crazy super upgrades from one to the next. They've been about the equivalent. No one's, I haven't had anything crazy happen, or I'm like, diamond has been that much better. For me, my Aspire card is still $95, so I keep it. I still get lounge access from it, and I was able to use the $250 resort credit for food earlier this year. So for me, it was a positive value card, and I'll still be keeping it in the upcoming years as well, because for me, it just offers positive value, especially at $95. When does the annual fee hit when upgrading? I applied for the green on 11/20, upgraded to gold on 12/20. I'd ask, why'd you upgrade within the first 30 days? But usually with American Express, it's usually by the end of that statement period, from my experience, where they do post your annual fees. What are your thoughts on the waived annual fee from the Aspire marketing hiccup? Worth challenging? Absolutely, it's worth challenging. You applied for a card. The terms showed $0 for an annual fee. Their screw up is not your fault. I think it's worth challenging for that. That's a big thing. Even if they gave you equivalent points for something, I don't know, worth challenging in my opinion. Let's see. Fernando says, hi, see, I'm Amex Rewards. My American Express Platinum has $7 off HBO. But when I check my offers on the American Express site, I don't see that offer. Any advice? Fernando, I got an email actually about this on my Aspire card the other day, and I think it's just a benefit that they're offering on the card. I'll reach out to the guys over at Max Rewards about that, because I've seen it myself, but I don't believe it's an American Express offer. It's an offer on the card that American Express is offering, just not an American Express offer. So let's see. Pepe says, thanks for the tip. Worked on my gold and platinum. Glad I found the channel through it. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate that. I'm super happy that was a helpful tip for you as well. Let's see. I hit Hyatt hard, and in the past few months, I only need 5 nights by February to Globus. That's super easy, and if you stay at Hyatt, it's probably worth it for you. Typically, when you upgrade a card from the Venture 1 to the Venture, that annual fee is not waived, so you would get the annual fee soon after. Hell yeah, on the American Express video wish list. Awesome. I will totally do that then. All right, Rod, still learning from you. Love it. Thank you, Rod. I appreciate that. I appreciate you popping in and always supporting the channel, man. Thank you so much. Let's see. I signed up for the Vanilla Platinum card before I realized that Charles Schwab was a better fit. Would American Express be ticked off if I closed the Vanilla only after 1 year? If you wait till after that 12-month period, no, I don't think you'd be ruining your chances. I would call for a retention offer because we've seen some great retention offers of 50,000 points or a $500 statement credit, at which point it would be worth it to hold it for another year, in my opinion. So I would definitely do that. Wow, Nate, thank you so much on that. That is super generous. Wow. You guys are super generous tonight. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Let's see. I plan to go for it since they have some properties. Denver, started watching your channel after I made Chase mad. Kept watching it since I know your advice is genuine. Thank you so much. I appreciate it so much, man. Yeah, I always keep it 100 with you guys. You know, definitely for sure. As what Joey's gonna get with me, good or bad. You know, I hammer it to companies when they're bad. I give them credit when credit's due. So I just don't cater to them because that's what they want. And, you know, my first responsibility, I feel, is always to keep you guys as number one. So, but Panda, no, I don't think you'd be ticked off. And if they were to give you a big retention offer, it would definitely be worth holding both, at least for that first year, seeing if you get a retention offer the second year. And if not, close out the card. Hey, what's going on, Curtin? How you doing, man? Let's see. Joseph says, do you foresee Chase changing their fine print about earning sign-up bonuses? More specifically, maybe you're not to once in a lifetime like American Express. Why or why not? Ooh, that is a good question. I've thought for years that Chase could do something like that, but it is definitely one advantage they have. Now, I do think right now with like the Sapphire cards, for example, 4 years is quite a long time. Do I think we could see them move that with other Chase cards? Sure. I don't know if they're going to go to once in a lifetime with American Express, because I think what Chase likes is the fact that you'll come back to them. And it's definitely a differentiating factor that they seem a little bit more friendlier here. But I do think we could see more restrictions, such as 48 months, move to other cards, especially after Chase has been so great, I would say, during this whole thing with these extra benefits, such as the pay yourself back, letting people use their travel credit for non-travel related expenses, 5x on the Freedom Card for bonuses. I think we could see some negative repercussions from all these givings of 2020, if you will. To what extent, I'm not sure. I don't think they're going to go once in a lifetime with American Express. I could be wrong, though. Let's see. What's going on, Chip? How you doing, man? Let's see. Do you think it'd be a good idea to cancel my old Hyatt card? I have 3 certificates and open the World of Hyatt card to get the bonus. I mean, they're going to if you have both right now, they're going to convert your old Hyatt card to a World of Hyatt card anyways. And as long as you're getting 2 certificates from it, I think it's worth holding. I think those certificates give the Hyatt card positive value anyways. So it's definitely worth holding both of those, I would believe. If you're not getting positive value from it and you're not using the certificates or find yourself struggling with it, then it might be worth canceling one of them. I know it goes against conventional wisdom, but sometimes these certificates give people this idea that, well, it's great because I get a certificate, but if you're not using them, it doesn't offer you any value. You should do a blog post on economy point transfer values. I think most people get disappointed here to see some TPG values to find out regular people values. Zappy, I think that's a great point. You know, I think one thing a lot of people do is they look to these blogs that inflate values for business class travelers, or, you know, give them higher because for whatever reason. So I think I could do a video on that, on what point values you could kind of expect from economy travel, because I think in my questions I've asked before, a lot of people do fly more economy who watch the channel than business class. Don't get me wrong, business class is nice to splurge on every once in a while. But as we see the game change, I don't know if it's sustainable for a lot of people unless you're earning so many points. But I'll definitely add that one to the list. Let's see, in this time, it's become harder for me to use the freelance certificates. My P2 is now under 524. So considering it's still worth opening the World of Hyatt card and IHG cards. So Samuel, 2021, I do think travel will pick up again. I have way too many certificates right now to where I'm looking at just like weekend staycations, if you will, in the area, because I have 4 from Hyatt, I have 2 from IHG, we've got like 7 from Marriott. So we have a lot of options here too. So I think long term, the World of Hyatt credit card is good, but it might be worth holding off for right now until you realize what your travel plans are, to where you can take advantage of those. Let's see. If I close a card to apply for the Capital One, does the close account no longer viewed as revolving, and I have a higher chance of being approved? It could also be the fact of how many of you opened. I mean, too many revolving accounts, it could help you in that sense. It seems like if you may not be a customer Capital One once, they want people who hold balances, maybe not have excellent credit scores. So it could be that as well. But I guess, how many revolving accounts do you have, and what are they considering too many? Let's see, Roth. Okay, you said you're going to ask this. Okay, what are your thoughts on the best points acquisition paths for Hilton personal cards once you have the Aspire upgrades, downgrades, card order? So for me, Roth, it comes down to one, because we know that there's a 4 card limit with American Express. So it comes to how many American Express cards are available for you to apply for. This upgrade, downgrade game with the American Express Hilton cards is really nice. For me, the 100,000 point no fee offer would be great to get, because you already have diamond status with the Aspire. So gold status doesn't really offer you anything extra. Then what I would do is wait for an upgrade bonus there to go to either the gold or the Surpass or the Aspire card. And then I would downgrade the Aspire card as well. Kind of keep playing that ladder game, if you will. As far as other options, if you're looking to acquire Hilton points, you have cards like the Virgin Atlantic card from like Bank of America. Virgin Atlantic miles transfer to Hilton at a 1 to 1.5 ratio. So I have a video on this too. I'll have to go dig it up for you. I think there's like 4 credit cards. Amtrak does it really well. Hawaiian Airlines credit card does it as well, where you get it like an uplift. So you may not actually use those airline miles, but it's kind of a backdoor way to earn a lot of Hilton points for your travel. So I would look at that as well. But I'd probably go that no fee card with a 100,000 point bonus if you can find it, wait for an upgrade offer and take advantage of it, and just kind of keep sliding up and down that ladder. James has 2 questions for you. Would your wife be willing to share what's in her wallet? I don't even think she knows what's in her wallet. I take that back. There's 2 cards in her wallet. I try to make the game as simple and easy for her. Would she be? I think she would. But let's see. She's really great about this stuff. I used to put a lot of stickies on her card I've really simplified it for her. Right now we're using the my Apple Wallet. I like this little thing. We're using the American Express Everyday Preferred, because I like the +3 for referrals. So like I'm earning 4 points per dollar everywhere I go baseline. So it's pretty nice. Let's see. Love how you guys work together to travel redemptions. Also, any major 21 predictions? I have some predictions. I'm going to probably throw those on when I look at how I did for 2020. I was actually looking at that video the other day. I didn't do so hot for my 2020 predictions. I don't think I got any right. I'm just going to chalk it up to the whole way, all of travel for 2020, not just really bad, not just bad guesses. What do you think about upgrading the balance card to the Ritz card after a year? I'm worried about the limitations on the travel credit. I hate when they do this. YouTube loves to move these questions. I'm worried about the limitations of the travel credit. Any thought? Thank you so much. So Raphael, if you're traveling and you can use that credit at all and you'd want the lounge access, I think it's good. It's only $450 compared to the Sapphire Reserve at $550. You get the great travel protections with it as well. The only downside would be when you make those purchases, you're earning Marriott points and not Ultimate Reward points. If you travel enough and you can use it, I think it's worth it, especially at the $450 cost for it. How is my Aspire card only $95? I don't know. It's a good question. I got a letter from American Express when I upgraded from my Surpass, or was the Ascend card at the time, Surpass card to it, that they said they'd keep my card at 95 bucks. And for the last 2 years, it's been 95 bucks. At 450, I would think about it. 95, it's a no-brainer. I think I just lucked out there. Can you cancel Venture Miles at 1 cent per point by canceling flights or hotels? If so, how? You would probably want to look at booking. I would be cautious on doing this a lot. It probably isn't what they want you to do. I would look to book a refundable fare, book it, redeem your points, cancel the fare. You should have a credit in your account, have them send you a check. Like I said, don't do it too often. That could be looked at as abuse of the program, and it's not worth being shut down for that. Let's see. Content's been fire. You keep on. Thank you, Joe. I appreciate the kind words, man. Kobe asks, any trips yet for fall of 2021? I haven't booked anything yet because I need to get, my wife needs to have her vacation time approved. She goes back to work next month for maternity leave. So I'm hoping to have a lot of fall trips for fall of 2021. Big ones I'm looking at, I'd like to get to South America. While we were looking to have kids, we had to stay away from a lot of places that had Zika. So it really restricted a lot of the world to us. So South America's on the list. I'd love to get over to Asia. Those are some of my plans for 2021, and some domestic trips as well. Got to see how the little guy flies, the new little guy. And then with my son becoming 2 and more, he's a toddler going on 20 and wants to kind of do his own thing. He might be a little bit more challenging now than he was when he was a baby. So, but yeah, I'll figure it out. I'm not going to not travel for it. They'll just have to, just figure it out with me. Will American Express blacklist you if you buy Amazon gift cards from grocery stores? They won't blacklist you for doing that. I know a lot of the big things with American Express is one going like above and beyond what normal people do. And a lot of it, goes to the Visa gift cards, things that could be more so for liquidating. But if you buy a couple gift cards here and there, it's not going to, I don't believe they're going to blacklist you. I personally have used American Express offers to buy Amazon gift cards in the past. I don't buy thousands of dollars of it, but I purchase enough to trigger it. I've never had any ill effect from that. Doesn't mean they won't come back to bite me in the future. But if you're buying a gift card here and there, that seems to be almost like a normal use. If you're buying thousands upon thousands of dollars, it may draw some eyes to you, especially if you're spending. One of the draws for people is they might spend $30,000 in a month on, or $20,000 on gift cards and liquidate them when they have their income listed from the bank at like $50,000 or $60,000. How are you spending 20 grand a month when you make 60 grand a year? Just don't, those types of things draws eyes to your account. Yes, please do economy travel. All right, I'll add that to the list. David asked, random question, what's my workout routine? All right, so my workout routine, completely separate of points and miles talk. I typically do one body part per day. I work out about 6 times a week. So I'll do biceps one day, triceps, biceps and forearms, triceps and abs. Then I'll do back and abs, then legs. I lift heavy on all of them. I do between 6 to 8 sets, 6 to 8 reps per set for 3 to 4 sets per group. I do this for about 45 minutes to an hour. Chest gets its own day with abs, as well as shoulders and traps get their own day. So, and I try to keep my recovery time or time between sets to about 45 seconds to a minute as well. But I like to keep the pace up while I do it as well. But that's my workout routine. So if David says, if a rental car needs a tow, does the Chase Inc. pay for it? I don't believe they pay for it. I mean, because a lot of the banks have gotten rid of those there. I mean, you can get it as pay a fee for it. Roadside assistance, though, for these typically aren't covered anymore. Kobe says, most annoying thing about free nights is you can't book them with other people. Workaround for this, Kobe, I have found is you add them to the reservation as a guest and let them know that let the hotel know that they'll be checking in. I've done it with my wife. My wife's done it with me, or I've done it with my wife's certificates for myself. We've never had an issue with that. Could it be? It potentially could be an issue. But that's been a workaround for me, is just add the other person's name to the list. and let the bank and let the hotel know that person will be checking in. And in the day and age too of mobile app check-in, and you can just use your phone to check in and go to your room with a key, speaking to people is very, very limited now. Sapphire Reserve and Preferred need a refreshing. Any thoughts on how Chase would revamp that ecosystem? You know, I've had a lot of late night thoughts on this, and maybe I'll do a video on it. I do think they need to refresh at least the Sapphire Preferred. The Sapphire Reserve would be greatest too. I think the earning rates on the Sapphire Reserve are underwhelming compared to other cards, but I think Chase has been good about the fact that it has that increased redemption offer with 1.5 cents per point. If they increase the multipliers, you probably have to reduce that to make up for it, which would make some people upset about that who value 1.5 cents per point. So they're probably looking to keep the multipliers lower to keep that higher. Sapphire Preferred, though, that card just sucks outside of the bonus. It just does. I'd love to see them add a permanent grocery category to it, even a permanent gas category as well. Really make it something that could compete more, I guess, with the gold card, if you will. It definitely could be beneficial for them if they do that. But I have some thoughts on that as well. Alberto says, thanks for being active in your Facebook group. Other popular YouTubers promote their pages but aren't active in it, so thank you for dedicating and involved with your followers. Alberto, man, I appreciate that. I got into this to help people, and as much as I could with credit card rewards and travel. So being active is something I enjoy doing. I just try to take a couple minutes here and there to make sure I answer comments when they come in. Although I hate Facebook because I never get notifications from them at all. Let's see. Do you know if American Express Chase will show up on credit reports for sole proprietor using Social Security number? Nope, that's still not good. It still doesn't count toward your 524. From my experience, it doesn't show up on my personal reports involving the 524 rules and things like that. And I'm a sole proprietor myself, so I can say not for me. How do I get out of American Express pop-up jail? Tried the platinum, says I can't get out the welcome bonus. I actually did a video on this pretty recently as well. If you have a bunch of American Express cards, you need to use all the other cards you have, or at all. So if you have 3 cards, you need to put spend on all 3 of those cards, even just small purchases for maybe a month or 2. And that seems to really be triggering that to be helpful. If you're not doing that, I actually have to pop up myself. I have 5 cards. I'm not using all of them. I'm starting to use them now because I really would like to get that 100,000 point platinum offer before it's gone. But you just got to use the cards there. Victor says, love the content. Keep up the great work. Thank you, Victor. I appreciate that. Does the travel credit count when charge is posted or when the credit is applied? I'll have to go back and check, but I believe it's when it's posted for it, not when it's applied. Actually, you know what? I can't check that here. Actually, you know what? Let me go check real fast, and I'll answer some questions too while I look this up for you. Let's see. When does the if you hit it on upgrading? It's going to usually comes up depending on the bank, but for American Express, usually you get that increased. You're going to get the annual fee posted usually at the end of your first statement credit with American Express. Trying to triple dip on that. Okay. Fair enough. Yep. I have the Southwest Plus, but want the priority, need a bonus. Also need a bonus. What should I do? How long have you had, Biggie? How long have you had the American Express, or not the American Express, the Southwest card? And are you eligible for another bonus? If you are, it would be worth canceling the card to get the bonus on the priority because the priority is really, really good. Can you do a video on Chase Inc. approvals and American Express Business? Which system is good for business? American Express Special Receipt Savings app. How good is it? Any better? I will absolutely add that to the list to talk about which for approvals as well as which one may be better for people. Let's see. Yes to the economy travel video. Consider that added to the list. That'll take me a little bit of time to research it just for numbers and graphs, but I will definitely get that on the docket for 2021. Count on that. What's my bench at? Oh, that's a good question. What's my bench at for how many reps? I let's see. I've done 225 or sorry, 225 for 5 a couple weeks ago. But I typically try to go to, especially on the bench, I try to keep that really stable. I can go probably 205 for 6 to 8 on it, and I fluctuate between 185 to 205 for that. But 225 is what I've done for 5. So max, I don't know. I don't typically like to max out just so I don't hurt myself as a whole. So, but that's my bench right now. When's the workout channel coming? Oh man, there's so many good YouTubers out there for that. I am definitely not. My camera angles are my camera work isn't that good, but it would be fun to do. Let's see. What time do I wake up and go to bed? Any naps? So I'm typically up when my son gets up around 6 in the morning, and so. So to go back real fast, the credit posted 2 days later for me. So the transaction posted on the day I made the purchase, it looks like, which was after Thanksgiving, and it looks like that credit. So the credit posted 2 days after. So the credit does not post the same day, if that was a question. As far as what time do I wake up and go to bed? My son's up usually around 6:30. I'm up with him there. I'm typically in bed around midnight, anywhere from 11 to 1 a.m., depending on if I'm working on a video or not, day in and day out. And I do that. I'm always working on a channel, so 6, 7 days a week. I rarely take any time off. I'm always grinding away. Gotta keep grinding. Let's see. I'm having problems finding business class availability for Indian All-Star Alliance on ANA website. Do you have any experience with this? Cheers. So with ANA, it's finicky on it. You could look at ANA. It could just be as difficult as well. I would personally check on United's website, and if you're seeing saver availability, I would then call in ANA to book it. ANA can be a bit tougher to search for, a little wonky at times. Be sure you're also selecting that plus and minus 3-day availability. That will make it a little bit easier for you while you are searching for flights. But definitely check United. United is definitely going to be a little bit easier for you to make sure you are seeing all that space. Just a lot better as well for search function. My workout routine, it's lifting all those metal cards. When I just put 2 metal cards on the bar and I bench it, you would not believe the amount of power that gives me. That's why people talk about flex value. Good info. Are AA shutdowns complete? I haven't seen any recent shutdowns for American Airlines from it. I would think they're holding off since people aren't really flying right now if they're going to do it. But as of right now, I haven't seen anything recently. Marianne says, I came in late, so I apologize. I've been asked, terms and conditions say expires after 18 months, so there's no activity. What's the best way to keep your account active? You can book an airline ticket and refundable fare, and especially with things going on. That's one way as well. Or you could also use it to travel. Hopefully you would be using within 18 months for it. So that's another idea. Activity could be so many things. You could also look to use another credit there and put more into that travel bank if you're not using it. But hopefully you are traveling within 18 months of doing it. But I thought it was 5 years for it. But if it is 18 months, you can always just add more money or look to book a ticket far out if you want to. Let's see. If Chase sends a letter to a person saying they're closing their account and the person doesn't have a credit card that transfers to the partner, can they still transfer the points out or cash out? If they're going to be closing the card and they haven't closed it yet, and you would have to cash out if you don't have access to a transfer partner. And Chase is usually pretty good about giving so many days from closing to let you use the point. So if you don't have access to transfer partners, you're just going to want to cash out. Do banks run hard pulls? Do banks run a soft pull of credit reports when opening a checking or savings account? Some banks do, some banks don't. It really depends on the bank that you're looking to open an account with. All right. Happy New Year's, everyone. Love the live chats. Can't stick around tonight. Listening, catch up. Thanks, Dustin. Thanks for stopping by. Like Levine. Also, I think tomorrow I'll post it up too for people who are part of the memberships, the gold level memberships. Probably look to do our member only chat in the day or so before New Year's Eve. Just because I know I got to get that out because we get together and talk too as well. So keep a lookout for that post too. Is there going to be another free night for Hyatt in 2021 while the certificate is preserved to the end of 2021? Let's see. Is there going to be another free night for the Hyatt credit card in 2021? Well, I mean, as far as renewing, Zombie, yeah, I mean, if you renew the card, you do get a certificate in 2021 for holding the card. Let's see. Hypothetical, American Express is closing down. You can only transfer out to one partner with no transfer bonus. Where am I sending my points? Ooh, that's a great question. If I had to transfer my points out to one partner with no bonus, it would either be Virgin Atlantic or Avianca. I know Avianca is up in the air with their own program. Actually, no, it wouldn't be Avianca because they're terrible for infant seats. It would definitely Virgin Atlantic is one option. Maybe ANA because they've got some good options for business class flights to Europe and even South America, or I'm sorry, Africa, which could be super beneficial. Also, you could consider Etihad because of the American Airlines relationship. Those would be some of my options. Be really tough though. Is American Express PayPal Key officially nerfed, or can you still make purchases through January 4th? I mean, you can technically still do it. I wouldn't do it right now. There's clearly something going on where they don't want people doing it. So while that's a technical, while you can still technically do it, I would probably just avoid it right now just because it seems to be something going on there. Joe Cortez, how are you doing, man? You've heard a lot about the Lion credit card. Would I recommend it? Absolutely not. That piece, I'm sorry. If you have it, my apologies. But it's garbage. I'm sorry. I can't tell you. I get so much hate on that video from people who have turned debit cards into metal. If you like metal cards, that's cool. That's to each their own. But paying someone an annual fee of a platinum card on some of these to get a custom card, it's not for me. It's not for me, Joe. But if you do, I'll send a picture of me to you so you can put it on that card. Let's see. I've had the Celtics Plus for 10 months. How long to keep it before triggering the priority bonus? I believe it's 24 months, if I remember correctly, from the bonuses of it. So you'd be out. You have to wait a little bit longer. I believe it is 24 months with all Southwest cards. They threw that under the umbrella. Great job, by the way. Love your topics. Thank you, Big A. I appreciate that. You say to learn one program, then expand. But soon you'll see there are a few programs that stand out from the rest. What are those few programs? That's a great question, David. So when you start looking at programs, you're going to see programs like Virgin Atlantic show up a lot for flying on Delta. You're going to see programs like British Airways for short-haul American airline flights, as well as some from inter-European flights. For other type, then you also have programs like ANA that are good for some business class flights. Avianca, great program for some outsized value. But then you're going to notice programs like EVA or Ava Air. They're a niche. They're very niche. It's only really good to fly like Taipei, for example. Alitalia, not a great program, except maybe to fly business class to Italy. So really, Aeroplan could be good as well. Flying Blue offers some value. But these handful compared to all of them out there are the ones you're going to spend a lot of time in for flexible currencies. And what programs you're going to stick with really just depend on how you travel. Is that before? How you doing, man? How's life? Before I went to pharmacy school, when I was in pharmacy school, how you doing, man? Let's see. The wallet I have is not great with metal cards, so with Chase cards, I asked for plastic via call, and they would not when I got it in Boston. Oh man, I wish they would. I wish I'd get sent more plastic cards over metal cards. Have you been able? Have you been able to get it not cut down on the size? I know you're flying a lightning load with plastic. I'm not sure I understand the question. Have you been able to get it not to cut down on the size? I'm not sure I understand your question about the. Is it about the metal cards? Um, let's see. What's the best option for domestic award flights? Um, Depends on where you're flying to and from. For domestic economy, you may actually want to look at a portal like the Chase Sapphire Reserve, for example, that 1.5 cents per point. For transfer options, depending on how you're flying, British Airways, great for nonstop short haul flights. Delta could be good for some flash sales. Virgin Atlantic's going to be great for Delta, especially transcontinental. Avianca as well. So definitely take a look. But for economy, getting that up to 1.5 cents per point with the reserve is going to be a pretty good option. I mean, that's something that's saving the Sapphire Reserve as a whole. If they nerf that without increasing the multipliers, it really does hurt the card. Let's see. What's the way to improve the capital and venture spark approval odds going back under 524? I mean, they're definitely more conservative, but if you have a great credit score and you don't hold balances, it's just kind of, I could be luck of the draw with Capital One. There's a lot of people who have applied who are really deep in this game that are just not, who are not getting approved for them right now. Cool shirt. Thanks, man. My wife got it for me. I mean, how can you not like Catzilla, right? Can I refund my flight into the portal as reward points? You mean for Southwest? If you refund your Southwest flights into the Southwest portal, do you get it back as points? Is that what you're asking, Zach? Is there any Amazon balance reload alternatives? Anything that you can reload less than $5 at a time? 50 cents would be great. I don't personally dabble in that too much. I know I do Amazon loads at $1 a pop, so that's an option for you. Outside of that, I mean, I mean, someone chime in on this one. I'm trying to think of other companies you could purchase small gift cards to in that denomination. I'm not exactly sure. I can look into it though. Let's see. Would you consider a custom card to get 2 or even 4 chip cards on a single card if it was renewal price? Nope. I wouldn't. And the reason why I wouldn't do that is we're seeing a lot of places go towards tap and pay, mobile wallet payments, and not necessarily have a physical card. So to have that, I did it years ago. Oh man, what was it called? It was a Walk-It wallet. And it was a plastic wallet, which was supposed to be an all-in-one card. And it failed constantly on me. And I was super excited about it. So these types of cards like that, I don't personally dabble in too much anymore. But I wouldn't, because if something happens and you need that chip changed for whatever reason, how does that happen for you? Do you send the whole card in with 4 cards? For me personally, no. Max says, love your content. What credit cards are you looking forward to in 2021 in terms of revamp or notices? Thank you, Max. I appreciate the kind words, ma'am. As far as what am I looking forward to in 2021? I'm looking forward to hopefully some these American Express refreshes. What's coming with that? Are we seeing bigger spend limits on the Blue Business or the Blue Cash Preferred, the Everyday Preferred? Are we seeing them get rid of the 30 transactions? Are they adding more transaction limits? I've had this thought with American Express that they don't utilize their savings account as really anything. And as we see banks really want to really have like sort of loyalty with customers and want you to use their products and really dive into multiple products, I thought it would be great if they somehow utilize that, almost like how Bank of America does with their accounts. When you hold money with them, maybe you get a boost, but more so in conjunction with the everyday preferred transaction requirement to really have you using those products for the swipe fees as well as having money in the account. Wouldn't be for everyone, but I think as banks are really trying to really gather people in and use them, I think they got to look for other ways. Other cards, U.S. Bank. I know people aren't high on them. I'm excited for the Connect card being released, as well as maybe a refresh of the Altitude Reserve. Hopefully they just don't kill it off. Let's see. Hopefully some Sapphire Reserves. Love to see Citi add travel protections back to the Prestige in the Premier. That would elevate those cards exponentially, in my opinion. How often do transfer bonuses for Hilton happen? I feel like every couple of months we tend to see something happen on Hilton, 40, 30, 50%. So I would definitely keep an eye out for those, but it happens a couple times a year we see them. Hey, David, love your content. Do you think American Express will expand the streaming wireless card in 2021? I'm not sure if they do. I'm not sure if they're going to expand it, at least as of now. I think what they're waiting to see is what happens with, I guess, the economy and what's going on. And we haven't seen, I know Chase has expanded out or extended out some of these things. I think they're being cautious on it and waiting. Almost like instead of giving that, they're giving these big bonuses with 10x multipliers. So I'll have to wait and see on that. I don't know if they'll extend it. They may do something different or even only extend it for a partial year, not the full year. Okay, serious question time. All right, Joe, serious question. A lot of people aren't fans of carrying around physical cards. What digital wallets do you believe has the biggest adoption? I think Apple phones are hugely popular. So I think people using Apple Pay is a good option. I think with Google Pay as well, with their new functions, as well as with their offers in the app, I think Google Pay stands out from that, especially with Samsung Pay nerfing the rewards they had on that, or going to be nerfing it soon. And for people who are truly involved with their Samsung devices, Samsung Pay, I think those are the big three. I know, like, you have LG Pay and Amazon Pay. I don't think those are big. To me, the biggest adoption, Apple Pay, I think is really helping push forward the mobile wallet acceptance with people. And then I would think Google Pay is the second one because it's on a lot of Androids. So for me, I think those two are really pushing forward the adoption. Especially with the whole pandemic and how people are wanting to touch things less. Although when I went to the store the other day, I used my phone, right? I mobile tapped with it, but I had actually physically touched the screen. And so I came home and told my wife about that. And she said, it'd be great or why they haven't thought of this, is that when you use your phone to tap and pay, why not have it send that same message to where you sign on your phone so you're not actually touching the dirty register or the terminal that everyone else has been touching that hasn't been cleaned. So I thought that was actually pretty interesting and unique. But like I said, Joe, I do think it's mostly Apple and Google Pay that are pushing it forward. Probably more so Apple Pay. Let's see, how many free night awards do I have? Right now, 4 from Hyatt between me and my wife, 6 or 7 from Marriott, 2 from IHG, 2 from Hilton, 7, 9, 12, almost 2 weeks worth, just about 2 weeks worth. So, give or take 14, way too many. So I got to definitely do that up. Is the $10 monthly credit starting next week on the Gold? I know they said they were starting earlier. It's going to be starting in 2021. What was it? Uber Eats Pass. I think you can sign up for it. I can't remember if it was. It said in the release said in 2020, early 2021, you would get it. I think you can sign up for it now. I don't know if it starts in January. I'll definitely have to look that up for it. Marriott cards give 15 late night credits, extended to 2022. Do you think these nights will stack? Let's see, 15 per calendar. I don't think they're going to stack, Terrence. I'm not 100% sure of that. I don't think they're going to stack the calendar nights from your credit card twice. I don't think so. Let's see. You mentioned the free night certificates earlier between you and your wife. How many cards do you simply hold for the free night certificates? Which ones? So my wife and I each have the Hyatt card. She has the IHG card. I have a Hilton card. She has a no-fee Hilton card, so waiting for an upgrade bonus there. She has a Marriott card. So six cards altogether for hotels, 5 of which we pay annual fees on, but I get positive value on it. So for me, those are definitely worth it, right? That's it. I think that's it for those cards. Let's see. Tell Kristen I love her. No, Sarah, I'm not going to tell Kristen you love her. Okay? And miss her. Just kidding. I'll let her know. Thanks. Thanks for tuning in, by the way. What do you think about the new Marriott rumors? You know, we see rumors a lot from different banks. I mean, we've seen Marriott rumors. We've seen Bank of America rumors. If they raise a card to $750, and just from the quick glance I've even given it right now, any attention I've given it, it would really, that it wouldn't be worth $750 in my opinion, based on what I've seen from it. And that would tell me if they're going to go $750 on a Marriott card, what's stopping the Platinum card from going $750, the Prestige from going up, the Sapphire Reserve. And that's when you're starting to get into some pretty ridiculous annual fees. People would pay it. Don't get me wrong. I think if you tack on more obscure credits, people would still pay it. But I think that would be pretty ridiculous at $750 for it. I mean, an uncapped certificate, cool. You already can use it at up to an off-peak level 7. So you're really only getting a small amount of extra value. I don't really like it. Just the quick information I've seen on it. Let's see. Have you been able to get Chase cards in plastic while cut down the size? I haven't asked Chase to do that. So I don't know if they'll do that. I did ask US Bank on the Altitude Reserve. They said they don't do that, and why would I want to do that? So US Bank won't do that for you. I don't know about Chase though. Additionally, I know you're a fan of plastic cards. Have there been any other banks other than US Bank that would give you a lighter version? I don't think so. None that I've come across. Love the channel. Well, thank you, Scott. I appreciate the kind words. All right, I just upgraded the Marriott card to the Ritz-Carlton card, mainly priority pass for restaurants included. Wondering what you think. I think it's, if you were someone who travels enough to use the priority pass, who can use the credits, want great travel protections, $450 for a card like that is less than what you're going to spend on a card like the Sapphire Reserve or the Platinum card. So I don't think it's a bad move, especially if you're going to use all those benefits. Just says Samsung currency is junk currency. Anyway, I like Samsung Pay because the terms 99%. I love the fact about Samsung Pay working, Joe, with pretty much all registers. I've had a handful of issues when I had a Samsung phone, but having that ability to basically take it anywhere was super awesome. I would love to see Apple somehow incorporate the technology, if it's even legally possible. I don't know what patents are completely in there to have it. That would really take Apple Pay, I think, to the next level and compete with Samsung Pay there. Because I loved being able to use Samsung Pay so much. It just was great. And especially for a card like the Altitude Reserve, I was earning 3 points per dollar everywhere I went, which was awesome. Let's see. What would you recommend for people who can't get a card except for Bank of America and American Express? Are there any cases, if you're an immigrant, that you can get those two cards? Those are two cards when you can get additionally. If you're eligible to get a Bank of America card or American Express cards, I think it would depend on, one, if you're available to, well, if there's only case where you're an immigrant, if you're available to get it, I think American Express cards year 1 are going to give you more value. Don't know if that's going to hold true for year 2, like the gold card, for example. I think the gold card is great for year 1 because of the big bonus. I do think people tend to overvalue its value compared to other cards. If you're looking for a more lower cost alternative with still decent rewards and maybe looking to build up a credit score, Bank of America may not be a bad option, and it's going to be accepted at more places since it's a MasterCard or Visa. So if you can get both, you can maximize the best of both worlds. If you're looking to build up credit as a whole, for acceptance rate, Bank of America could just be easier for you. Reward-wise and value-wise, American Express probably near one in my opinion. Joseph, have a great New Year, man. Thank you so much for always being here and supporting the channel. I really appreciate it. And thank you for your super generous super chat. I do appreciate that. Have a great New Year, man. We'll be chatting soon. Take care. This is Chris. I don't know if you saw my question. What's your opinion? Oh, all right, let's see. But what's your opinion on the Sapphires? I opened mainly to get the restaurant option. So for that there, for the restaurant option, if you use the restaurant option a lot when traveling for Priority Pass, it's better than the American Express version, for example, of Priority Pass, since you don't get that. And it saves you money compared to the Sapphire Reserve. So if you use it a lot, I think it's worth it, especially at the $28 credit you get per person up to 2 additional guests. Are Chase offers on cards only one-time use only? I believe they're one-time use only. I haven't gotten anything extra when I've used it. It usually disappears after I've used it. If anyone's able to use it more than once, please let us know. Yes, I like to cancel a refund my Southwest flight into the portal. I think it depends on how you want to cancel with Southwest. You can cancel and get a credit back to Southwest, but I believe if you do the Chase portal, it'll go back as a credit on your account. I don't believe it goes back as points. Although I think I did see a point where Chase was able to do that for someone recently. So it might be worth contacting, but if you want to keep it as Southwest currency, when you go to cancel, just get a voucher with Southwest. Let's see. Any tips on how a family of more than 2 can stay traveling together using points? Feels like a trip 4 could potentially exhaust points faster than you can earn them. Absolutely, Alberto. Using it for family travel, definitely when you can exhaust your points a lot faster. What I would say to do is, if you're open to destinations, pick the destination that's going to cost the least amount of points. Now, what I mean here is like, I think I used the example. This is a perfect example. I was looking to book a trip to Bucharest, and right as I was getting ready to book it, Athens opened up for about half the cost for points. So for me, I changed where I was going, and that may mean you do a little bit more searching, but that's going to be a good way to do that. Keep an eye out too for transfer bonuses and other deals as well. But definitely family travel costs way more points, which is why when you see people booking business class travel, when you're booking business class seats for 4 people, it gets just stupid expensive, to where it's not realistic for the average person. As someone who may earn a lot of points through referrals or big business spend, it might be different. But for the average person, not so much. Let's see. We post on how to use let's see. Will you post a video on how to use it? I'll post some pictures. I won't, maybe I'll do a YouTube short on it. I haven't done a short in a while. Maybe I'll do a short with step-by-step, because stupid YouTube. I'm sorry, YouTube. You're not stupid. With YouTube, not sharing the screen. So I'll probably do a YouTube short on that, just because I couldn't physically show it here. Congratulations, you've been approved to apply for the Centurion card. Apply or no? Absolutely not. I have zero interest in the Centurion card. Fees are way too expensive. I can get better earning rates elsewhere. I am all value based. I don't care the flex value of a card. I think that's where I differ compared to some other creators, if you will, is I don't care how a card looks. I don't care the prestige of a card. I want a card that gives me the most value for the best price point, and the Centurion card just doesn't fit the bill for me. Let's see, Joe. Joe, I'll do you in the morning. Absolutely, Joe. Shoot me a message, man. Would love to hear more about it. What kind of cell phone do you use? Hope Android. Actually, I'm on an iPhone 12 mini. In fun fact, that's what I'm using as my webcam right now. I've been trying to improve the video quality for the live streams, and so I've actually hooked up my 12 mini to be my webcam, which I've been thoroughly impressed by the image here. I don't know how it looks for you guys, but if I can see the same one here, it actually looks pretty decent. What's going on, Elijah? How you doing? Let's see. What do you think about the Citi program from a points and miles perspective? I'm considering going for the double cash and either the Premier Prestige. What are the best travel redemptions? I think Citi is really good if you're willing to put in the work to learn how to use the points and miles from Citi's programs. They're not the most straightforward, like with Chase, for example, which is pretty simple, but there's a lot of value there. Turkish miles are very, very valuable. One, for the super great sweet spot to Hawaii. Two, flying to Istanbul is extremely cheap in points and miles, even in a premium cabin, and can set you up for a nice stop, or nice, like basically hub to then go into Europe or into Africa if you want. And they also have flight. They've also had like deals in the past where you get like 30% off business class flights or flights in general over to Istanbul. So, and then you have also, Asia miles, which can be good, but could be more work for people. Avianca is really good. I think Citi points for airline partners are actually better than Chase. They're just more work for people to learn. 14.4 beta's out. I'll take a look at that. Let's see. Andy says, I got the gold card last year in January. The annual fee is about to hit soon. I spent about $30,000 in dining and 6,000 other categories. Do you think they would give me a retention offer? Andy, it's going to be hit or miss. I've seen data points of people who have spent like $50,000 and got nothing, but people who spent like $2,000 got like a big bonus. So I would call a couple times if they don't. I would think you're a customer they would want to keep if you spent that much on dining. So I would definitely take a look at that. But I would definitely give them a call, but I would hope so, but it's not a guarantee. Besides Schwab and investing in Fidelity, are there any other investing cards out there? I don't know if Merrill Edge used to have a card, or Merrill Lynch did. Honestly, if you're looking to run for investing, cash back. You can invest cash back in any investment platform you want. You can take that money, put it in, Schwab. You can put it in Fidelity. You can put it in Vanguard. You could go ahead and you could put it in Webull if you want. People toss out their Webull links. So, but cashback may actually be the best setup for you if you're looking for investments. What's my tech setup these days? Thoughts on the iPhone 12 mini? Champ, I love the 12 mini. It is like the perfect size of a phone for me. I don't miss the telephoto lens. I never really used it. Camera quality, great. Video quality, outstanding. I'm a big fan of the 12 mini. As far as other tech that I use, my microphone now is the Rode Wireless Go, which has been, I think pretty good. I like the way it works. My camera is still the Canon M50. I do all my work mainly on an iPad Pro. I have my MacBook here. You can see the lights here. Those are aperture lights, so they can change colors. And my other setup, and actually moved to a, I don't think I can show it to you because I'd screw it up, but I moved to a one pole setup for my entire setup for my camera setup. So, and I'm always looking to improve something, but I think right now I got a pretty decent setup. Let's see, Chase offers. Okay, good to know. Okay. Be safe, Zach. Happy New Year's Happy New Year's to you as well. Video looks pretty great on the iPhone. Awesome. I actually thought about, there's the Moment app. Moment lets you get more manual control. And I've seen I watched a video today. You would never know a shot on an iPhone. And I've had, like, when we travel, I typically bring my camera with me and all this stuff, but it does pack a lot of extra bulk. So when I am traveling in 2021, I might shoot more on my iPhone and use my Rode microphones, so it reduces the amount of footprint I bring, so we can pack more kids' clothes. Because fun fact, when you have kids, they take up a lot of stuff for little people. Let's see. There were a lot of great sign-up bonuses in this year. What do you think was the best sign-up bonus of 2020? Best sign-up bonus, I'm probably going to go with that platinum offer. I know they did it at the very end of 2020, but people hold out for 100,000 points just for that offer. But to get 10x on gas and groceries is insane right now. And I know not everyone's traveling to spend money on gas, but we all need groceries at some point, right? I think to me that is possibly the best sign-up bonus. You could maybe say the Chase Sapphire Preferred as well at 80 was up there, but 100,000 platinum points or 100,000 membership reward points on the platinum card, even with this big annual fee with the 10x categories, to me that may have taken the cake. Please post after live stream. I joined halfway. Need to use my gold card United. Yep. Okay. I'll do a short on that. I'll probably have that posted in a couple days for people, just so I can make sure. Because, like I said, I had every intention on showing people, and whew, that didn't happen. All right. Bye, Elijah. How's it going, man? Have a good night. Or I assume you're leaving. Oh wait, another video is on another video. This was in my suggestion. Thanks for Elijah. Appreciate stopping by, man. Tips for booking hotels with family of 5. I have 3 kids and notice a 5th person raising the price dramatically. Now, depends on if you want to be depends on if you want to be honest with it or not. Now, yes, I would say be honest as possible, but if 4 people, I've never had an issue squeezing a 5th in if I needed to by only booking for 4. May not always be the great advice. Definitely do what you're comfortable here. If you're starting to get into more prices, you may want to look at using maybe the Chase portal to maybe hopefully reduce that cost for a 5th person. Maybe look at Airbnb as well to rent an entire place. That may be something it would be that would be beneficial as well. But if you're being honest with it and posting 5 people, it may not. You just may have the prices there. Also, look if you're using your points, maybe upgrade to a larger room. It might not cost you as many points as opposed to doing it after the fact as another way as well. What are my thoughts of Amex potentially clawing back the travel bank triggers in the future? It's part of the risk, man. I think I told people, like, it's always a risk with American Express to do it. What works now, they may take it back. You have to be comfortable with what you're doing. If they take it back, will I be disappointed? Absolutely. Will I be mad at American Express? No. I made the decision to do that. My hope is they kind of let this slide since it's not a big deal and it's minor. But we'll have to wait and see. On another video, this was in my next edition. That's awesome. All right, let's see. We can't have that negative energy in 2021. I agree, Alvin. Let's hope 2021 is all positive. Let's hope American Express lets that slide. We get more opportunities as well for more points. Let's see. Apple Pay could be similar to Samsung Pay. I see LG Pay with wireless magnetic communication. It would appear it's just R&D size, battery constraints, cough, cough, headphone jack. Seeing as they pulled from their watches, the Galaxy keeps me the S3. Yep, that's a good point. If they could do it, I think adding MST to it would be great, especially as Apple's phones become more efficient with battery. It would be great to see MST put in there because then I think it would take it to the next level. That's on my wish list for Apple, but there's a lot on wish list for Apple, I guess. But if they, especially with the rumors, if they're looking to go portless with the iPhone 13 and basically make it mag safe for charging, I'd like to see more in there as well. What are the best Etihad domestic redemptions? If you're looking for the best redemptions for Etihad, it's going to be flying transcontinental first class on a 3-cabin plane from East or West Coast, vice versa, at 25,000 points. So going to be very, it's going to be niche use on that one, but those options there, that's going to probably be the best domestic use of Etihad. Have any interest on your wife making Torpedo Joe? Thank you so much for the super chat. I really appreciate that. Is super generous of you. Thank you so much for that. I do appreciate it. And everyone is just so generous. Like, thank you so much. Any interest in your wife making a special guest appearance, maybe on a short? I've actually talked to her about that. I think she would actually really enjoy that. It's me writing something up for her so she can make sure and go over it. But I think we have talked about her making an appearance, even if it's just like a quick, almost like how I was in my Santa suit the other day, just like a quick snap of the fingers and she'd be in it and then out. So we have talked. Would be fun. Interesting. You say the platinum card. I thought it was Marriott with the multiple night bonus. I got rejected for the platinum. Too many. The Marriott card was good. My issue with the Marriott card bonus per se was it's only good up to 50,000 points. My wife did get this card, so I'll preface that. We did get it. But the certificates expire in 1 year. And it's super valuable, but its value is so subjective on that offer that if you stay at a category 2 or 3, it may not be as valuable. 100,000 points on the platinum card, still subjective. I would think just as far as value, I prefer that over the certificates. I mean, if I had to pick one or the other right now, if they're like, you can get 5 nights at Marriott or 100,000 points on the platinum, I'm picking the 100,000 points because it gives me more flexibility. If you book a hotel with Capital and Venture and you race it with the points, what would happen if you cancel the booking? Same thing. Yep, it would be the same thing. Let's see. Have you had any experience booking Marriott homes and villas? It seems like Airbnb, but you can use Marriott points. I did look at that, Samuel, a while back, not too far ago. They did, I think, devalue the value recently on what they're worth as well. But the prices, to me, it wasn't worth it. But I did look at it. The inventory wasn't as large as Airbnb, and for me, that was a problem because Airbnb, you can get some fantastic deals for low cost or more for your money. What's going on, Poopette? How you doing? Do I own Apple stock? I do own Apple stock. I've put my travel fund, since I'm not traveling right now, I've put my travel fund money into Apple stock, which over the last couple of days, it's increased towards I've made a little bit on it, which is great. But I think I own like 50 shares of Apple right now. I own 50 shares of Apple. And then like as far as most of my long-term investments, it's mostly VTI. So best business class redemption to Europe is probably going to be ANA for 88,000 points round trip to Europe. Star Alliance partner, but for 88,000 points round trip in business class, that is a fantastic option. Let's see. You think foreign countries will deny people with vaccine in the countries? I do think, Poophead, that we're going to have to somehow either show that you've been vaccinated for international travel again, or maybe have a negative test. But you can already see, I think that's what's coming. There's going to have to be some way to show you're not going to be passing on the virus to others when you're traveling or you're safe or being safe. I wouldn't be shocked if some countries require a vaccine to get in, personally. VTI, absolutely, Alvin. VTI, just put a little bit in every month, man. Just keep buying more VTI. Although with my travel funds, I do dip into individual stocks just for fun. Although VTI is so good. I mean, how can you not like VTI? Can you product change the ink? Can you product change the ink unlimited to the preferred after product changing the cash? You can, yes. You could just do the ink cash to the preferred if you wanted to, but the ink cash is probably one of the best chase cards out there. Do you keep all your points when downgrading from the venture to venture one? You do keep your points. Yes, you do. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I think I've answered all the questions here. All right. If you have any last questions, let's see. All right, last one. I'll take this last question here from Leslie. All right. If I call ANA to book, all right, a couple questions. I'll take a couple more. Wow, hour and 45 minutes. You guys have been sitting here a long time. Thanks for hanging out. All right. If you call an ANA to book, would you need to give them all the flight information for all your legs, or they can easily find it? I personally write down all the information and I feed what I want to them to make life easier for me. Not for it makes it easier. It goes so much smoother if you take down your flight numbers, the flight times, the the destinations you're stopping at, the airport you're stopping at, definitely makes for a great experience to do so, as opposed to like having them search it. Much less of a headache. Which brokerage is my favorite? I really like the Schwab platform myself. I've done some stuff on Robinhood and SoFi, and my wife has Vanguard for her retirement through work. I personally like Schwab's platform myself. I think it's very well laid out, and I like Schwab myself. Let's see. Just canceled. Will apply. Awesome. Good luck getting that 75 the World of Hyatt credit card. Let's see. Really like how you're real with everyone watching. What's your favorite place in the world to take older parents to see at least once? Oh man, this is a good question. I think it would depend on what they're into, and the reason why I say that is I personally love Budapest. I thought Budapest was an absolutely amazing destination. If it, I think it's a place everybody should go to, but not everyone is into that type of travel. I think Hawaii is amazing as well. But if I had to take older parents to see at least once, if you take them to Budapest, you can take them on a river cruise, and the dollar is so strong there, and there's a lot of great things to see and do. I personally would take someone to Budapest, hands down. I think it's great. All right, let's see. Great chatting. Happy New Year's. So you're welcome. More. I appreciate you all so much for spending your time here watching the live streams. And I do want to say thanks for everyone who tunes in the videos and really watch the videos every time I post them. I really appreciate it. I don't think I know I say it a lot to people, but like I really appreciate all of you. And the channel's done better than I think I would have thought it would be doing right now. And that's all because of you. So I appreciate you all for a great 2020. I look forward to seeing what 2021 has to offer for all of us, as well as for the channel. And I will definitely try to do more of these in 2021 as well. But I want to wish you all a great, happy New Year's. Be safe out there. And I hope all of us have a great 2021. Take care, everyone.